Hello, here I am again, and Gabriel is with me, and he's gladly going to go on with telling this story that I was so impressed with about how he got to Dutch Corner. Sorry about the cough. How he got to Dutch Corner and where he came from, and you found out in the first little segment that he started in Puerto Rico. That could have been longer, but I didn't. I wasn't sure because of upload. Today I'll try to be sure and let him go on a little bit more. So how about you turn it over to me now? Okay, now I'm the cameraman, and let's see if Gabriel can pick up his story. If you remember, he was mentioned that he then came to the mainland. At some point, I got to figure out. Puerto Rico is part of America. I think it's not another state, but he's a citizen for sure. Anyway, why don't you try to explain how and why you came to the mainland, and I think Pennsylvania is where you came first. Take it away.
So Puerto Rico is a horrible place. Horrible place. I mean, listen, there's some good parts and there's some bad parts, but the bad parts are so bad that I don't even recommend you visit there. I don't. I'm Puerto Rican. I lived there for a big majority of my life. Don't bother going there. Just don't bother. No, even visiting. No, is because that's the reason we had to leave. Just because the parts that we were living in just started to get more rougher and rougher. I remember my neighbor one time. People steal, people do things. No, so we just we left for a better life, and pretty much we moved to Pennsylvania because that's where my dad actually got sober at when we were younger.
Got sober?
Yeah, because my dad used to do drugs when he was younger, and he was a drug addict and stuff like that. So
and he, I didn't know about that part.
But yeah, I think I did search him.
But it was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
It was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That's where he met God and all that stuff. But yeah, pretty much. I mean, I went to school in Pennsylvania from 5th grade to 10th grade. I did 10th grade also in Florida, but pretty much I enjoyed it very well. It was a really, really good experience.
Well, let me ask you, when you came to Lancaster, it was your dad, your mom, you, older brother, and older sister?
No, older sister, she lives by herself. It was just me, my mom, and my brother. I remember that.
And your dad?
And my dad. It was pretty fun moments. No, it was pretty fun. We lived in a cousin's attic. Attic. We lived in his attic, and pretty much it was just until we bought a mobile home for $8,000, and I remember we hated the way it looks. It looked like a chocolate bar. We were making fun of how it looked, and that's the one we lived in, and we lived in it for probably 6 years. We probably lived in it.
You owned a mobile home, but not the lot that it was on?
I think we owned the lot, or it was a parking, or it was like a trailer park, not a trailer park, but it was like a mobile home place.
Okay, yeah.
Like a village for mobile homes.
Yeah.
Greenfield, Lancaster, if anybody's familiar with that. And yeah, it was pretty fun. School was pretty good, but then after my parents got divorced in 2017, pretty much, because they separated, they didn't like each other, they got bored, whatever excuse you did, they make up, Pretty much they do all that, and I was in Florida, and...
All right, how'd you get to Florida then?
I got to Florida by plane. Me and my mother, we just...
Oh, that's when you left your father, or she left. Okay, maybe that's a good place where we could stop.
But Pennsylvania was always the best place I've ever lived. The most peaceful, the most normal out of all the states, really,
Okay, well, I'm gonna stop it here, and you can maybe then go on to tell us about Florida. All right, bye for now.